Hi everybody, welcome to Coffee Brew with Vratika. We have Vipul here in the house today. He runs JTCPL, which is one of the most phenomenal and well-regarded companies to do some of the most phenomenal corporate offices and commercial spaces.
Yes.
And you've been doing it for 15 years now?
22.
22 years. So 22
years.
Amazing. And we are talking about sustainable architecture today.
Yes.
And we're going to start off with the show. We'll start with a brief introduction about you, Vipul, if you can tell everybody a little bit about you, and we'll take it from there.
Great, superb. Thank you so much for this warm welcome. Really an honor to be here.
Thank you for being here.
So I'm Vipul and I head GTCPL Designs in India. GTCPL Designs has been in this industry for almost 22 years. And like Vratika mentioned, we focus on corporate workspace design. So I'm an architect by education and been loving what I'm doing so far.
Lovely. And we were just discussing that how phenomenally blessed we are to be in a country like India.
Yes.
Which is thriving. And I was just discussing with Vipul that how he has uncomplicated the most complex industry in the world by doing some really large projects. And you were just sharing that you've done a 3.5 lakh square feet project in a span of 2 years, which is absolutely phenomenal and unheard of. But let's start with the questions for you, Vipul. And yeah, the ball is in your court.
Shoot.
So every architect has a signature style. What's your personal secret sauce for blending sustainability and luxury into your design? Any magic tricks you can share with us?
Okay. So I think a lot of times the answers are hidden in plain sight.
I like that, yeah.
So a lot of things which we take for granted are actually, the core processes which allow us to do some great work. And just like, we have a good foundation allowing the structure to be beautiful, the processes are what we believe in, so
amazing.
So having the right processes, understanding the client, understanding the site, the conditions is, I think, the first step. We believe that how the site interacts with the surroundings is very important. So we like to do a little simulation before we get into the actual design part. And then we like to spend a little more time on the layouts. I think that kind of forms the basis
backbone
for a great design.
I agree. And I think it's so amazing. And I agree when you say that the foundation bit is so important. I think that's the core of it and that's where everything remains. But I feel a lot of times, most of us rush through the layout process.
Yes.
Which is probably your secret sauce.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that, Vipul. Tell us about your biggest happy accident, a time when something didn't go as planned, but ended up creating something phenomenal, which is sustainable again, but something which you originally designed. What's the story behind that?
Tough question.
And a long one.
And a long one, yeah.
Go with your pace.
Yeah, all right. So there was one project which we were doing. It was a mid-size luxury office space that we were doing. And we had ordered some beautiful marble right from Italy. And due to certain logistical reasons, the marble was not going to come within the time. So we had to get back to the drawing board and think of some quick innovative solutions because like you rightly mentioned, commercial projects are all about time.
So time bound, yeah. Absolutely.
So somebody came up from the team with an idea that why not look inside? Why do we have to always look outside? So
interesting.
So we went out in the market and there was a beautiful, you would not believe, a beige gray kind of a Kota stone.
Wow, really?
And we replaced the marble with this Kota stone.
An Italian marble.
Yeah, and you would not believe the results were fantastic. We not only ended up saving a lot of money for the client.
Oh, client must have loved you then. Wow.
But it also gave a very unique Indian flavor to the space.
Yeah.
And the cherry on the pie was we ended up getting gold certificate from a lead USGBC perspective.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. That is truly one happy accident. And I'm sure you witness a lot of them, I can tell. Amazing. We're hearing a lot more about employee well-being, sustainability, and luxury can come together in a corporate space. Can you share a project where these elements clicked in a surprising way for you and you've kind of blended? And how do you do it at JTCPL at large?
Lovely. So, lovely question. For us, health and well-being is of prime importance. So we feel that as designers and architects, our job is not just to create beautiful spaces, but to change people's lives,
True.
to make the culture of the organization much better. So that is something which we feel we have a lot to give. We recently did one luxury office for a client, and together with them we devised a very unique experiment. So what we did was, while we have done a beautiful human-centric lighting, during the planning, what we did was we created certain spaces where you have certain artworks skillfully placed. And then during the day, what we do is we dim the light at a certain time. Okay.
Interesting.
So the light goes from, let's say, 400 lux to way to, let's say, 50 lux or something, creating a very peaceful and a calming atmosphere.
Oh, to make you take a break.
Yeah,
also.
and then you induce a little melodious music,
Wow.
some chants.
How beautiful is that?
And to further accentuate that, we have certain art pieces which become like focal points. So what happens is, during this time, people can unwind, they can take a little pause. These art pieces kind of become like your visual focal points.
How interesting.
And after a little bit of stress melting off, when you come back, you really feel very rejuvenated.
True. And I think it sounds like a science to me.
Yeah, it is.
It is a science, right? Yeah. Like it's a science of, it's like a power nap of sorts. But you're awake, you go into a trance, you relax,
into a trance. Yes.
And you come back. Wow. I got to visit this, Vipul?
Absolutely. I would love to take you there.
I've literally employed all of my imagination to think what this space would be like and work in that zone.
The clients are really beautiful. They would love to host you.
Wow.
So this is what I feel. The clients make so much of a difference.
I agree.
The clients were totally into this idea. They loved it the moment we shared it with them.
Yeah.
Believe me.
And it's unheard. I've not heard of something like this. It's really interesting. Yeah.
We did a survey post a certain period of time, and the results were really mesmerizing.
Yeah.
From the management's perspective, they found that the attrition levels had gone pretty low.
Wow.
People were loving the space, and when we talked to the people, they said somehow the stress levels have reduced for us, and the camaraderie between
them has increased.
Between the team has really blossomed. So one small induction of an idea,
so
and
it's so deep. I think we talk of 5 elements in design all the time, like, and these days a lot of projects, residential and commercial, people talk about the, earth, water, fire.
And fire.
But I think it's all happening on the outside and supposed to create some impact on the inside. But here, I think you subconsciously, without one knowing that their eyes have been on the screen all day, you're just changing the environment to a point, pacing it down, and picking it up. It's truly an ace. I must comment on that, and you have to take me there.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's amazing. It's something to learn, actually, and I'm sure my team is going to be asking me for the same very soon. And I'm calling you then.
And also, I think this is something which you would love, because you immediately connected with the thought.
Very much. Yeah. I could totally imagine, like, just when you were explaining it, and I could tell how much passion went into designing and thinking that. I could really feel that I'm in a space working all day on my screen, which I do usually, and we just get lost, right?
Yes.
So we need an external factor or a little push to break free and get out of it. And if a design could do that, it's like it's a 5D effect.
It's a 5D effect.
It is.
Yes.
But looking ahead to the future, what are the new technologies or design trends that you're most excited about? And in your vision, what would you incorporate into the corporate space in the next 10 years?
So I think the future is going to be about multi-sensory experience.
Yeah.
Um,
You're already doing multi-sensory, I feel.
yes.
You like
yes.
what you mentioned is super exciting. What else are you like?
So from an art perspective, I believe the future of art is going to be kinetic. It's going to be adaptive.
Yeah.
It's something which is going to be ever changing. It's ever evolving with you
How beautiful.
and changing with your mood. I think that is something which would be the future.
Yeah.
Art is not just about aesthetics.
True. It isn't.
And art should evolve into more of a function. So,
Yeah.
for example, you imagine a beautiful piece of sculpture
Yeah.
in a room, which is not only imparting some beauty to the space, but let's say it is also functional from a perspective that you can control the acoustics.
Lovely. Yeah.
So I
Of
feel
course,
that's where the world should be going.
And with AI now, I think it's
All
sounding
this is very much
so
possible.
it's sounding so like full of surprises and so much that we wouldn't have ever thought of. Like I was just reading about the loop they are building for which Tesla is now like Mr. Elon Musk has added,
Yes.
and it just sounds like the future of something like music was at a time, right? We used to have those cassettes and we could never imagine Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to just transfer our pictures and we're like kaise jayega physically, and it all goes. So I don't know, the future is going to be insane, and I love the idea of kinetic. In fact we recently came across a artwork from a company called Breakfast Studio, and when you enter the space and you move, the way you move your hand, there are these kinetic discs which move and
yes.
shift, and it's so interesting. So I think just take it to the next level, and I think also having this in the corporate spaces is so interesting, because
yes.
it does becomes a lull after working for 6-7 constant hours.
Yes.
You need that little exchange of energy, and I think art can definitely be a good resort to that. Thank you for sharing that, Vipul. This brings us to our rapid fire round. You have to be very, very quick and fast at it, and we'll see how you do. Okay, let's go. So if buildings could gossip, which corporate headquarters would be the biggest drama queen? That's a lovely question, actually.
I would say,
and I know you will have a lot of drama queens in your head.
Which corporate would not, I would say.
Would not, yeah. Okay, not a bad answer. Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't take names, right?
Accepted. We've all seen trends come up and go. What's the one design trend you totally and rightly call as a bad idea that's now totally out of style?
I think the trend itself is a bad idea, right? Because what we are doing is ever evolving, and I think the way times are changing, the dynamic nature of change is really here.
That's true.
So if you say you're doing something which is time bound, it's not going to work. So I think creating spaces which are extremely timeless.
No trends. No trends.
No.
I like your approach. It's really like you are out of the box. I think rapid fire is too easy for you.
Really, is it?
I'm going to go up a gear. Every architect has their guilty pleasure in design. What's that one thing you secretly adore but would never mention to a fancy design panel? Tell us, Vipul. Spill the secrets.
So from a perspective, of a team which is growing, I like to do something which is absolutely at the grassroots. So I would just sit with a sketch. I would just sit with a layout, and that's something which I love. But that's not something which is really, going to nourish me in terms of business.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
I hope this doesn't go out.
I'll try my best, but it's very interesting, so I will risk it. Describe your design philosophy using only movie titles. Which 3 would make the cut?
Movie titles?
Yes.
Oh, that's a tough one.
3 movie titles, yeah.
Are you giving me some options to choose from?
Trust me, my mind is full of them, but I won't help you here. It's a rapid fire. Go fast.
I'm not so much of a movie person. So.
Actually, you give me one movie title. Right. That'll make the cut.
Inception?
Wow, that's amazing. That's some design we're talking about. Okay, if your latest project showed up at a party, what would it be doing? Standing in the corner or owning the dance floor? What are you working on, Vipul?
It would definitely be owning the dance floor.
Wow, okay, cool. What is that? Okay, after the rapid fire, you got to take me through it. If your design style was a cocktail, what would it be made of? A splash of elegance, a twist of sustainability, or something else entirely?
Here I would go a little easy.
Yeah.
I would say a splash of elegance.
Elegance.
We like things refined. We like things futuristic. We like things simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense, and it's amazing because I mean, I just see like the entire show I've done with you and the entire conversation. I feel you're very thorough as a person and as a design brain, and I think you bring that to the spaces you design. And there's a reason that you're so large in corporate design, because they need to have that balance, right?
Yes.
Because people are going to be there, and maybe hundreds of them, not 5 people in a house, but like 100 people on the floor, just working through, and maybe 1,500. So insane. But thank you. You did really well. I must say the first 2 questions you totally walled off, but very smart answers. And thank you for being here with us, Vipul. And I'm sure this has been a very interesting one for me and for our audience. Thank you so much, Vipul. I'm going to now ask you to sign our coffee mug. It's customary at Maison here. So please,
Thank
a
you so
little
much.
sign off from you.